Hey guys, my name is Damien from North Park Films, and today we're going to be talking about the Lagos. This is a wedding venue located in Ottawa, Ontario. I think what makes this wedding venue unique is its location. It's right pretty much on the water, and I don't have a whole lot to say about this venue just because both times I've shot here, it's just been for a reception. I could see where you could do a full wedding ceremony here if you wanted to. Now let's talk about the ceremony, and I think more it's gonna be hypothetical and we can kind of chit chat about it together as if I'm literally just throwing ideas out there at you. But essentially, Lagos has two rooms. They have the one on the top and then they have the one on the bottom. The one on the top, it's more light and airy. There's a lot of light coming through those windows. I would say this could be a good space for a ceremony if you're having a smaller ceremony. So I would say it depends on the amount of guests you have, but I feel like this could be a good spot to have a ceremony. I've shot cocktail hours up here, so I saw the potential. I just haven't shot a wedding where they actually did a ceremony up here, but I could see it happening just if you have a smaller wedding. The next space I want to talk about is on the bottom floor, and this is 99% of the time, this is where I've seen a reception happen. This whole space kind of has a moody-ish vibe to it, so depending on your decor, it can fit a very particular aesthetic. Like, I've seen a lot of amazing wedding vendors, wedding planners do great things with this space. I've seen wed decor do some amazing stuff with this space. Depending on what your aesthetic is, this wedding venue could really kind of cater towards your vision. The one thing I think is cool at this space is to have a live band. I've seen a live band done twice at this venue, and I think it's super cool because the space of where the live band is and where people are actually dancing is very close to each other. Sometimes it's like the live band's like at the other end of the room, and you kind of miss that direct connection. But when the band's like right there and they're performing and everybody's like right there with them, it just feels very intimate and it feels more engaging when you have like the live band actually performing to them and they're dancing right there and the speakers are right there. So I think this is a great venue if you do want to do a live band. It's also a good venue if you want to do a DJ as well. The sound travels great because the speakers are right there and everyone's standing right there. The lighting is awesome at this venue too. I'm not sure if it was the DJs sometimes, but every time I've been here, light travels very nicely. Because of the more black aesthetic throughout the room, when there's like video lights on and stuff like that, it just gives it like a really rich feeling. When your guests are doing speeches, especially if it's darker, like at nighttime, and you have a light on them, I just love the way they pop from the background at this venue. Yeah, and even during your first dance, I find that they have like these lights built into the pillars, and those lights kind of just go on. And I find, me as a videographer, I appreciate that because sometimes you go to wedding venues and the lights that they have built in just don't look great on skin tones. And I mean, if it's your wedding, you don't want to look like have a weird orange green color cast on your face. So they have really nice lights built into the venue itself, but then when you add a videographer's light as well, it just looks really mint. So first thing I want to talk about is get ready. So getting ready, there's not a whole lot of spots where you can technically get ready here. They usually get ready at home or they get ready at a hotel. But if you need a good hotel that I think would be aesthetically pleasing, I would recommend the Chateau Laurier or the Westin Hotel, which are both located downtown as well. I think if you were to drive from the Westin or the Chateau Laurier to this wedding venue, it'd probably take you 10 to 15 minutes. So those are two great locations where you get great lighting inside these rooms. They look aesthetically pleasing and it won't throw off the whole vibe of your wedding photos or your wedding video. Next topic is portraits and first look. Around this area, you have the water as your backdrop. At the back of the Lagos, they have like this little deck where boats dock. So you can get great shots there, and then you can also get great shots just kind of walking next to the water. A lot of the time during the year, they have the tulip festival here. So it's a great area to kind of have a backdrop for your wedding photos. If you walk across the street, there's all this green space where a lot of tulips are blooming, and so you could do like your family photos there. You could do portraits there. I did a first look there. The tulips were in our backdrop just because of lighting and where the bride wanted to stand, but essentially that's an option if you want it. Of course, the tulips usually come out during the summer, so you kind of have to plan around that. But if you did want that, that is an option as well. Another option, off to the left side of the venue, there is like this little bike path, and if you keep walking down that bike path, there's a lot of little pockets of nice greenery, and then also there's on the left side of that path is greenery, but then you have the water as your backdrop as well, so that's an option as well. If you wanted to do a first look at this venue, I guess you could do it in some of the portrait spots I mentioned, or you could do, there's like a dock, like where boats dock, and I think that would be a cool place to do it too. This is also just random, but they outside, they have like these twinkle lights. So if you wanted to use that area for like a first look, and then the backdrop's like the water, I guess you could do that as well. Just throwing that out there, or you could do the first look on the dock, but it's a dock, so I would be careful. just throwing options out there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little review of the Lagos. If you guys have any like specific questions about this venue, let me know in the comments below, and happy wedding planning.